What a pleasure it is at high noon in Jamaica, the capital of the culture, of the beautiful, of the airy. This is the Bridge 99 FM, that radio station, that TV connection, that internet exchange, which links Jamaica all over the world. The people who born ya, the people who come ya, the people who love ya, anybody. Yes? The spiritual gift that we have in order to be able to instill harmony and community and music and humor and seriousness across all national boundaries. This is the public eye. We have an open mind. I'm Ronald Thwaites. I've been doing this thing for over 50 years. The Honorable Colonel Charles, iconic public servant, retired parliamentarian, and trade unionist, is the co-host. And you are our guests, wherever you are, whenever you're listening. And you're invited, if you care, to participate. The WhatsApp number is 876-551-5782. And the studio line is 876-676-4996. And you can download the mobile app from the Android Play Store and the Apple Store. It's the Bridge 99 FM. Later on in the program, in about half an hour's time or a little before, we'll be joining Ralston Hyman, noted financial commentator and economist, host and presenter of Real Business on Power 106, friend of the public eye, to talk about some of the things dealing with the financial sector, the economy of Jamaica. He's crisp, he's deadly in his accuracy, and he'll give you the vibe of the day in that respect. And afterwards, after 1 o'clock this afternoon, if the plane lands, Erwin Clare, a commentator, connection with Caribbean Immigration Services, and Team Bickle will be joining us. I'm anxious to know, we are anxious to know, how the elections yesterday in the great United States may impact the Caribbean population and nations such as us in the Caribbean. This is the public eye on the Bridge 99 FM. Mr. Charles.
Mr. Thwaites, how are you, sir?
I'm well, except that I have a wish. My wish is that you were Speaker of the House of Representatives once again. You would be much better.
I am not sure.
I'm very sure. What is the Speaker of the House doing? The Integrity Commission and the Auditor General present reports. You would have tabled them long ago, whatever their content. And now we have this rigmarole going from one speaker to the next over weeks and weeks, inviting suspicion, inviting adverse comments all over the place. I can't imagine the stupidity.
But the rule says you get a report from the IC and you are to table it. Well,
so has that happened? No.
Oh, I'm telling you what I do. If I get it on a Monday morning,
yes, sir,
I speak. I have 3 or 4 hours to look through it.
Yeah.
But the direction is I am to table it.
Right.
And if there is something that I think is a problem, I would invite the opposition person to come and sit with me and say, listen, we have a problem that I think I would like to refer this back or to ask a question.
What a blessed man. That is how to handle the thing.
But that's what the
exactly.
the says.
Sure.
My blessedness.
But no, but it's very important because it's in comparison to those who are fooling around and in fact inviting opprobrium upon themselves and their colleagues, because the immediate and inescapable thought that everybody says, what am I hide?
Yes, something is in there that they
don't want to see. Well, so it have to go it have to refer to the ministry, and it have to go to a committee before it can come to the. What foolishness is that?
But then, if it is to go on to a committee,
goes after
the IC should know that it should refer to the committee before they send to Parliament. Because Parliament is to get it and table it for the discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Well, sir, I'm just sorry you're not there anymore, you see. And I'm amazed that the pedigree of Parliament, already in tatters, should be further trashed by this kind of foolishness. The other thing I can't understand is, Adam.
But I really must tell the truth, I have been following the speakers not tabling. What is it, a committee report on parliamentarians?
We don't know.
On an organization?
We don't know, and it doesn't matter. Once it is the Integrity Commission, which is a commission of Parliament, writes to the Parliament and says, this is our findings. Who is it for? Not a section of the Parliament, not for one office of the Parliament. It's for the whole of you.
No, but the standing orders say you get a report from the Integrity Commission, or we're to be laid in Parliament. In fact, I got a report an hour before Parliament, and the opposition was saying, we heard that you have a report. I said, yes, but I haven't looked at it yet. And I think I should look at it before. And said, you don't have any authority to look at it.
Yeah.
So I tabled it.
Yeah. Well, that's the proper way. And I don't know why we're confusing ourselves. The other thing that concerns me, just to get the controversial things over and turn to the horrible crime situation, why is the Prime Minister not clear about his integrity returns?
That you'll have to ask him.
All right.
I would hastily say I would not make a comment on that.
Yeah. But what
he must have a reason for not doing it.
But I think we're entitled to know the reason.
Then you need to let him know.
Well, he can't possibly not know, and if he doesn't know, or if he knows and isn't concerned, and saying, as he has done today, that he's going to look into it and answer some more questions when he has time, which is a faithful translation of what he said. Yes, because he's very busy.
He should say that to the Integrity Commission.
And this is months after.
If the Integrity Commission sends a thing for him,
right,
then, they should call him and he should have discussion with them.
No, but Prime Minister can't say them things. Prime Minister Caesar's wife has to be pure. You can't have questions being asked about it don't look good. It doesn't matter who he is.
Yeah, but
don't look good.
Be fair. Questions will be asked in this political in this political system that we have. One-upmanship and catch one, catch two, catch four.
Now remember, this is 2 years, sir.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm not going into time. I'm talking about questions being asked and asked not for reality of that, but for reality of what I can get. Let's go on to one that I hit you with 3 weeks ago. I told you, running
disrespect,
that I am worried that Jamaica and Haiti are on the same plane, heading in the same direction. Now, you are totally opposed to those men, whether they are mad, safe, in love, or out of love, to chop off or burn a young baby or a child or an elderly woman.
I'm totally opposed.
But then you want me to spend my tax money?
No, I'm totally opposed to that happening. There is terror abroad in the land. There's no doubt about that. The government is right this morning to impose a state of emergency in St. James it's about the 10th time they've done it in the last several years. And to what effect? Is crime on the decrease?
Well, you don't know how much it has stopped by putting it there.
No, but you can't.
But well, I don't say you can't guess either.
No,
but action has to be taken.
Well, so that's fine. It's there for the purpose, which is to quell a particularly acute circumstance, and that's exactly what the Constitution of Jamaica calls for. So I have no issue with that. What I have an issue with is this inability to understand that measures of that sort, increasing the penalties to 90 years before parole, will not stop the problem, because the problem is deeper than that.
Yeah, but I am still saying you don't want to give the man a simple injection when he chop off a baby neck and burn it.
Hold on,
you don't want him to sleep away. You want me to pay for him to stay in a prison, eat food, get 3 meals a day, get his bed and mattress changed 3 times a week.
No.
That's what is happening.
It isn't. But
isn't?
We can discuss prison conditions later. My concern is that we must do the things that are really going to make the difference. Philosophically and morally, I'm against capital punishment for very obvious reasons.
Yes?
But the issue, if it would help to put everybody who you suspected or tried and found to sleep, yes? If it would help, then you might.
You don't believe.
Absolutely not, sir.
You don't believe, for example, I see where they give a man life sentence for having a gun.
You believe it's going to stop the people out there who are desperate, who have no sense of what is right and wrong. The dropouts from Dr. Horace Chang's own constituency at grade 9 and grade 10, who have no education, no skills, and are the fodder for the gangs. After 10 years of claiming that what you were doing with the state of emergency is what? Hold and then build or whatever they call it. Nothing sufficient is happening.
But I disagree with you that a 15 and 16 and 17-year-old gangster can be trained while he has his gun,
but that's not what I'm saying.
But those are the guys doing the killing.
No, but
you
why?
can't prevent the young ones from doing the killing.
Why? What are we doing that?
No, but
we're not. And secondly, we have no.
Can I take a political liquor for you? Every man who is 16 and 17, every man who is 16 and 17, you were there then, you know.
Yes, sure.
They came under you, you
sure.
know.
And the capacity to deal with them. First of all, I admit my incapacity, and I'm saying that the capacity of the system to deal with what is really necessary is simply not there. My fear is that you could change governments from now until God comes, and it's not, unless you get to the root of the problem, it's not going to affect the disorder in the society.
The problem that I have, Ronnie, is that I am so much in agreement with what you talk and what you say. And looking at your face, I see the genuine feeling of this. But I also know, because I was out there.
No, the Prime Minister...
I know some of them.
Hello, sir. The Prime Minister of this country has a good program. That program whereby you get young people and you submit them to some measure of military discipline and training, and you give them a skill, yes, is not foolproof, but it is vastly more effective than locking up a person for 15 years or suffering the in my view, the immorality of killing them, which is which are the two alternatives that we're doing. And the Prime Minister himself acknowledges to me, he has acknowledged to me that he understands that this is the case, and yet what does he do? In the face of this atrocity in Montego Bay, yes? What do we hear? Of more penalties, but no attention to the cause.
No, but you have just said attention was given to the cause.
No,
but attention cannot be given to a 17 and 18-year-old gunman now who should have had that 15, 20 years ago when we were not there.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. No. You can listen. There's so much blame to go around.
Yes. You know I'm pulling your leg on that.
I know that. But you. So what are you saying? That the unattached youth between age 14 and 20, what we must do with them?
Could I tell you something? I'm sorry that I don't want to make it. Read my lips.
Yeah. Well,
a man between 15 and 19, 20, 25. What am I going to teach him? No. That I shouldn't be teaching the 5, 6, and 7-year-old.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question.
I'm trying to get around, but I'm trying to understand your point. I'm trying to see if you can understand my answer.
But you are espousing what to me is a horrible expedient, that all young people who are in danger of or connected with any kind of criminal association should be taken out in the society.
No, hold on. No, because what you have proposed and what the Prime Minister has proposed...
But I'm not doing it.
And well, let's get him to do it. In my opinion, it's a good approach. But Ronnie, Hugh Shearer started that long ago, you know. He even give them stipend to go to... Stipend to go to the place.
But no.
What happened?
Yeah, but
it's like the German school I drive past.
Because you don't follow through.
I didn't remember that was a German school in Jamaica.
You don't follow through. you don't follow through. It's not just a question of giving a man a money to do something for himself. It involves something far deeper than that.
Is it the political system causing non-follow through?
We have lost, indeed.
The change?
We have. It may have been. I think it's more than that. We have lost a sense of teaching our children what is right and wrong.
You must not say we, because I know without coming to your yard that you teach yours good.
So
I don't see them.
No, I have to generalize.
And I think that I have tried.
You have done wonders.
There are some of us who have not tried.
Sure.
And some of us who have tried and it followed.
And so we have to deal with the fact that we haven't done the best we can. In my view, we're not trying the best we can. Yes?
The system is not helping us.
It does not, because we're not concentrating on that.
Yeah.
Yes? We're not I come across a song being sung by a young girl down where I'm from. Yes? And the basis of her song is that she want what name Vibes Cartel to breed her.
Oh God. What did I say a while ago?
Listen to me. You don't understand. We are not serious about socializing our people and correcting them when they are wrong. We are not doing so. I've told you often, if you want a state of emergency in order to bring all the young people into a program of discipline, of correction, and of positive hope for their future, I will go with you.
But when you bring a state of emergency like that, they run away to the next parish.
No, they have it in the next parish too.
And they move to the next parish. So they move from Westmoreland, from Montego Bay to Westmoreland, Westmoreland to Clarendon.
Sure, if people see an advantage, yes? If people see an advantage, many of them will take opportunity.
I will
right. And those who don't, then there's another situation for them. Those are the ones who you have to look out for, and there will be instances when they have to be given strong sentences.
Yes? Time is a problem with us, you know.
But we keep missing the time. I was so disappointed with the Prime Minister in Parliament. How could it's just a knee-jerk reaction. Yes? Or we have to increase the sentences. And the opposition leader says, why can't we begin to sit down again as we were before and work out a solution? I am prepared to work with you. And not a damn kind of positive response to that. Why, sir? Why? What is it that so divides PNP and JLP that they can't sit down and discuss what is the most pressing bloodletting problem in the country? Why?
The same thing that denied us 20, 30 years ago.
Oh,
the politics of power.
So you want to have power over more bloodletting? You want to have more. You want to have more power over larger prisons, over spending more of your money. Hello, it costs $2 million a year to keep a man in prison. You know.
Yes, but I tell you something better than that.
So when you give a man a 30 years minimum sentence, you're giving him a gift for $60 million.
It's me and you paying it.
Yes.
And that $2 million could prevent 40.
Absolutely, sir.
Not to get in that.
Yeah, absolutely,
but
sir.
because you want him to stay down there after him chop off 3 picnic
No, I don't want him to. No, you've got me wrong. You are caricaturing that person. That person.
That big word, the my man of Reddy's can we call it.
that person who did that, those men who shot up that taxi in Salt Spring.
Jesus, my God, and killed 2 little
those men need to be behind bars. They need to be behind bars for a long period of time. Yes? No doubt about that.
What is the difference between those men who shot up the taxi and killed the 2 children and the one who leave from Kingston on a contract to Trelawney to kill a woman?
Similar.
And
similar level of premeditation.
Miss the address and kill an innocent woman and
God
3
in
children.
heaven. Listen,
but
I'm not denying evil, but your way of dealing with evil doesn't deal with the problem. Why does a person do that? Why does a person do that?
Well, it's a whole reason.
Exactly, sir.
One of the reasons is it never take your advice.
Well, but
I'm not taking.
Hello,
I'm
sir.
not taking it now neither.
Hello. When it.
Why do you scold a child?
When 70 precisely.
Why do you scold a child?
To correct them. Sometimes it is done not so much for that as out of my frustration and anger, and that's where it's wrong. But where it is necessary to scold them, to correct them, there is no doubt about that. Prime Minister and I disagree on that. He's against corporal punishment in school. Yes. I am largely against that. But if there are going to be instances where a child is so on account bad-minded, dangerous to themselves and others, where they need a short, sharp shock, and that is corporal punishment.
And that child might have been coming from a place where he didn't get what he should have gotten. Yes. And so you have to find a way to
to
put it in.
Can't be
but I'll give you this quick one, and it may be off the record, off the discussion, but Christopher Tufton gave me a pamphlet, say that I must scold the child with love.
Okay.
I said, scold the child with love? What do you mean by that? Well, I read the pamphlet. And I have a grandson who visited me that Sunday morning. I think I told you the story already. And the fan was spinning. And he keep testing the speed of this fan with his finger. So I called him and said, and Tufton was over with his pamphlet. Score the child with love. So I called her and said, come here, grandson. You know you have lost your finger? He said, no, whatever. I said, your finger gone? No, sit here. I said, oh, that thing didn't take it off? No, but you've gone, your grandpa don't have no finger. See him roll his fist. And so came back another time, and the fan was spinning. And I said, you have your finger? And tight.
Yeah.
Now,
but if
normally, what I would have done to my original, drop a lick on him behind and say, listen, you don't do that.
Well, my view is, if he had done that the second time after you scolded him with love, he need a good clap and he wouldn't do it again.
But Ronnie, I discover that Tufton has done that for me.
Good.
And that love is there, and some of the parents don't have it and not giving it.
Indeed, you're making my point. Ralston Hammond, greetings.
Greetings, Ronnie. Greetings, Sir P.
You know, tell me, Odie.
He tell you.
Yeah, man, I say greetings, Sir P.
Oh.
Ralston, thanks for joining us. Ralston Hammond, conceptualizer, producer, presenter of Real Business on Power 106. Ralston, what's happening with the Jamaican currency? It has been hovering in the 155 to 1 level for several months, and now it seems to be wobbling.
Yeah, well, we are in Christmas season where the demand is greatest. So we saw it drop into as low as 157 and change despite every central bank intervention. We have gone like $130 million over the last 2 weeks.
$130 million from the net international reserves to prop up the exchange rate. Okay. Now, is that a good thing to do, Rasta?
Well, no, it's not a good thing to do on a long-term basis, but they are doing that right now because of the insufficiency of foreign exchange in the system.
What about oil? I mean, and these things that we have to buy. Is that a reason? A part of the reason? Getting more expensive things that we need urgently and has to have.
Well, for the first 6 months of this year, we continue the problem of running large trade deficits. So the deficit was $2.25 billion for the first 6 months. We imported $3.74 billion and exported only $1 billion during the period. Yeah, so we continue to spend more foreign exchange than we are earning.
But that's all right, because the tourism and the tourist industry and the BPO are bringing it all in, and the remittances.
Well, what we saw the last time is that those sources were not enough to cover the trade deficit.
Oh, and therefore that puts pressure on the value of
on the exchange rate, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But
so is there any, a whole lot more?
Is there any possibility that this is going to soften, or we reach a stage where we just have to move from 55 to 59? That doesn't hold for a time.
Well, they expect some of the demand to taper off after the Christmas season sometime in January. So right now they're under pressure, so they'll have to keep on intervening in the market.
Omar Davis used to be heard to say that the net international reserve was like water in the Hermitage Dam, that you drew on it when you needed it. Is that a fair analogy?
Yeah, that's a fair analogy, and that is why he built it. Let us remember, because a lot of people tend to forget the history. When he took over the Ministry of Finance in 1992-93, the net international reserves were minus 500 million. He built them to $2.4 billion.
Okay, good. That's important. There's some revisionist historians there.
I know.
But then the core question is, even if we can make do rest and hammer, the question is, why isn't the economy growing at a level where we can meet what are our expectations to purchase from abroad?
We're not exporting enough.
Right, because the current macroeconomic policies, they are not focused on production and exporting. Macro policies now are currently focused on debt reduction. Yeah, so we have to change emphasis in terms of macro policy. We are not focused on production. We're more focused on debt reduction.
But then the argument...
Finance minister... Yeah, go ahead.
The argument is that if we reduce the debt, we will have more surplus in order to do those things.
Yeah, that's a trickle-down economics that never works anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be all right to saying that the situation is, if we can produce more, export more, and get more foreign exchange, then we are in a better position.
That's what we should be
doing.
Right?
But we're not able to produce more. Things that we are producing are being destroyed by all sort of environment, all sort of, whether it's rain and hurricane and storm.
I'm so glad to hear that coming from you, because the government is not focused enough on production. So you're correct.
Look here, you drive from Kingston to Westmoreland and see the amount of fertile, arable, irrigated land that is in bush.
Who is the plant, Randy? Who is the plant?
You, me, everybody.
No, Randy.
And we must
days when my father worked 2 acres of land.
Look here,
and carry me food.
I agree. I agree. But if the big people won't do it, because they can make all the money they want trading foreign exchange or charging bank fees, yes, or speculating on real estate,
or importing cars,
then if they won't do it, then your father, successor in title, must do that. Somebody must do it, and the whole structure of this economy is not designed to produce enough for us to export or to feed the school picnic.
Right.
It is so obvious.
I saw something in the on the phone, on the paper. I was shocked. They were advertising loans to give.
For what?
They're advertising that we give loans.
I saw that too, sir, but that loan is at 50% per annum.
I don't understand. I don't know what it is.
No, that is payday loans. I saw it too, and it's a very attractive ad, and it gives hurricane warnings too, courtesy of the same people. No,
what would I do without you?
Listen, government can and must do something. There is no credit available, but in monetary policy arrangements for agriculture, there is no support.
But who is to do that? The bank that used to give agriculture.
The bank.
The bank, the agricultural credit bank,
the banks own the
gone.
Government. No, why?
Who used to do it?
Who abolished it?
You don't tell me, because you might have a car wrong.
But whoever did it, we need it again. Look here. Look at Ralston, Purnell. Irish potato is $400 a pound. Tomato is $600 a pound. Carrot is $500 a pound. Purnell, go and tell me what is happening with cabbage, his favorite.
How you know that I went to market?
Listen,
Randy, I was very, very surprised.
How can people live?
Cabbage has come down to $180 a pound.
Sure. Good.
And the bags that are coming.
That's a very high price for cabbage. So that tells you how far it is coming from.
Coming from 100.
Yes.
100.
And plenty more.
I saw some bags coming in, and the man told me, boss, well, if I carry that country for next week, it's going to come about 150.
Okay, good.
But it's coming from 350?
Yes, from 350 and plenty of...
But somebody must be making money, Ronnie.
But of course we know who is making money.
Who?
The people who are, the banks are doing wonders. The insurance companies are doing wonders. The used car dealers are doing wonders. The real estate brokers are flush. They are the people making money. But the people who have to buy a pound of Irish or 2 pound of tomato or some carrot, them can't buy it.
Which is the majority of our people.
Which is the majority of our people. And those are the people who have boy picnic, Mr. Pernell Charles, at age 13 and 14, who them can't feed anymore. Them tell them go out and look food.
Yeah, man. Which helps to drive the criminality.
Of course.
Lots of scamming and the criminality.
There's hello. You spoke about the people in prison enjoying 3 meals a day. It's $300 Jamaican dollars. That is the allocation to feed a man for the day, in prison. Forget that now. Yeah. In school, yes. My grandchildren get $1,000 a day. And can manage, to buy something. The path children who need more than my grandchildren, because the path people don't have the food at home when they come home. The path people are getting $200 and $240 maximum. And who do we think? Who do we think we are fooling?
Well, I can tell you who we're not fooling. The people out there who are unable to purchase it are crying. They're hungry. And they don't know what money they're getting, although they got a big increase, cannot meet
when Minister Clark Ralston says that with pride that his administration will have doubled the wages of the lowest paid workers, yes?
Which is true.
Which is true, but the price of what the lowest paid workers have doubled at the same time.
But say what he says is true. Then you say the other part.
That's exactly what I've done.
Problem.
But here's also what is true. What is true is that their real spending power has evaporated significantly. So it doesn't make a whole lot of difference about what he's doing.
Who is benefiting from the new spending power? Who is benefiting, and why are the others, why the government not looking at it? And I mean, would you say anything if the government come up and say, hold the price there?
What I'm saying is that we have to encourage production, and we have to encourage, when we raise wages, we have to encourage productivity. All of this doubling of the wages of the civil servants, yes? And there's not one word about the quid pro quo, the increased productivity. So you can give me all the money that you have and tax the taxpayer and get it from any source, GCT, wherever you want.
Borrow it or whatever, yes.
Come into the borrowing. But if you do not increase the productivity, you have not increased the sum of the wealth of the country, Pernell.
Yes, Ronnie, I accept that, but I'm trying to tell you that you can say what you want. The people who should be talking about productivity, encouraging and giving loan for productivity, not interested in that.
No, but then who controls them?
And if you go there and...
Who is the inspector of banks?
So you mean the government must go out there now, control the banking system as to who...
No, I'm not saying control, but they certainly can influence
if you make a statement
they
to say that...
Hold on. Let's get very granular about that. Yes, the government must control the banking system, not by telling them at what rates to lend the people or not, by setting the rules against which they operate. That is what happens internationally. Yeah. What is happening now is that the banks control the government.
Well, and
so they do whatever they want to do.
And there's another set that control the government too, because you see the price of food we're talking about. You see the glut of eggs. I bet you that what is going to happen is the farmers are going to have to reduce their flocks because they can't pay for the feed. Yes, and then there will be imported eggs as night follows day. And those people who get those licenses, and for the chicken back, and for the other things, they are the ones who are pulling the levers.
Let's go over what you start with. Where the chicken feed coming from?
Coming from Louisiana.
Right, and why is it up?
Because
some is coming between Ukraine and Russia and all of that.
All of that, sir.
Okay, but we can do something about it. It doesn't really start here.
No, we can do something about it.
What can we do about it?
The last thing that we can do is to have eggs spoiling.
No, but eggs are not spoiling yet.
Well,
and I said yet because...
But if you blame everything on external forces, then you end up being a slave to them, Pernell.
But Ronnie,
our
biggest problem right now is external sources.
No, but Serpi, we have always been exposed to external forces. And that is why we must run the economy in such a way that we understand that the external forces are going to have an impact on the economy.
Yes.
And that is why we must do domestic policies in such a way that we counteract some of those forces.
What is the significance, Rastan, of this 46 billion Jamaican dollar loan that is the signals Jamaica's re-entry into the international capital loan market?
All right, so here's what happened. 62% of the debt is denominated in US dollars. Mm-hmm. So what Mr. Clark is trying to do is to reduce the amount of debt that is denominated in US dollars in order to reduce our exposure to foreign exchange risk. Because whenever there's a devaluation of the dollar, we have to find more Jamaican dollars to service the US dollar debt.
No, but excuse me, even this 46 billion in Jamaican dollars, the interest and the repayment is going to be in American dollars.
Yes, so I'm coming to that.
So what, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other?
Yeah, so the stock of debt is now in Jamaican dollars at a higher rate than the debt that he is replacing. And the interest payments will be made in US dollars based on the exchange rate for the previous 10 days before the payment.
And we're paying about 3 points or 4 points higher than we would if we borrowed in US dollars?
Yes.
So where is the big success, please?
No. Let me ask Ralston. Ralston, is there any success in that formula?
Well, the thing is that we marginally reduce the amount of exposure we have in US dollars. So down the road, if there are exchange rate fluctuations, we reduce the risk involved with that. Yeah. But we're paying a higher rate to do so. And we are still focused on the strategy of debt reduction, because this is coming after we get 2 upgrades. We get those upgrades by sacrificing spending on infrastructure and our human capital, and then this is the payoff. We still have to pay 3 points higher. And here's why. In America, the reason that the bulk of the issue was taken up by Americans is because the people in the U.S., they have excess U.S. dollars and they can't get more than 4.59% for a 7-year note. We are paying them 9.625, almost twice what they can get in the U.S. So that is why it was a big opportunity for them.
Boy, I don't understand.
Who are we paying, Jamaica?
No, we're paying Americans. U.S. people is they lend us the money, and they're getting the higher interest rate per annum, and we still have to find the U.S. dollars at that rate to pay them. I can't see anything to cheer about in that.
So if you want the money, what are you going to do?
Well,
where are you going to get it from?
First of all,
if you don't have it, then production going to go low.
First of all, my strong suggestion is that I do not know that we need all that money, because my strong presupposition, which I have explained to you several times, is that my view is that a lot of what the government spends in the budget, that $1.5 trillion plus dollars, is not spent efficiently. I know from my time in the Ministry of Education that certainly 25% of that very large budget was not spent the best way.
And you couldn't do
a thing about it. And it is happening right now in front of us. In the newspapers
and they
today,
can't do a thing about it.
In the newspapers today, where this bit about the travelling money ransom that has gone awry, and all of this bit about who to get mileage and who to get upkeep and all of that, there is so much waste that is embedded in all of that. We need to stop. We need to unite, and we need to economize on what we're doing and prioritize on the things that really make a difference.
Razan, you're an economist, but some of what we are talking about here require a political scientist.
Yes.
To answer those questions, because it is obvious that politics is restraining certain of the economic policies that we need to put in place.
So what is the good of politics that does that? Whether it is PNP politics or JLP politics.
Hold on, but you're nearly right. It's both of them.
Yeah, so what is the good? Why the two don't repent and be baptized and sit down together and deal with the thing that everybody know, that the money is spent right. And that there's some people who are flicking the switches and pulling the levers who shouldn't be there. And the only reason they can do it is because they play one after the other. And they will play Markov and Andrew versus Mark.
And the other is saying, give it to me, I can do it better.
But I'm not saying that,
Same way.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I want to sit down with you. You may be the better one to do it for now, or you somebody else. But if my purpose in getting into public life is that I must rule, then I'm a cretin. I'm not a public servant.
Yeah. You're a public ruler.
Public ruler.
Ralston, I'm going to ask Ronnie for 2 minutes, 2 seconds before you leave.
Jeffrey, need a break?
To give you something that I would like you to think and tell me, to help me. It is whether or not the nation has a right to set a political agenda for both political parties so that they cannot be fighting against each other. Have to fight.
Hold your response to that, Ralston. You have to chew on that one. And when we come back from the short break, I want to ask to both of you about this prospect of importing labor, which is being touted by the private sector and being acquiesced by the Prime Minister of this country. We soon come back. This is The Public Eye with Ralston Hammond of Real Business, Pernell Charles, and myself. You won't hear this discussion anywhere else. Soon come. This is the Bridge 99 FM. The program is The Public Eye. Pernell Charles and I are the hosts, and Ralston Hammond, noted financial commentator, is our guest. Ralston Hammond, have you chewed up Pernell's question to you?
Yeah, man. And the simple answer that after so many years of battering by the system, the people of Jamaica no longer have any macro political or social ambitions. Their mantra is no better, no there, anything or anything.
Yeah, but Ralston, hold on now. What they're saying that me and you must go to hell.
Yeah.
What they're saying is that there's no need for experts like you, political people like Ronnie and myself.
No, they're not saying
government.
That. No, they're saying they're saying that the political directorate has abused them so much that they no longer have any macro political ambitions, anything or anything, because nothing now worked for them over the years. So them not really care.
Well, could I tell you something?
But if you have a money, you can give it to me now.
Yep.
Ronnie, they have abused, and we can define who the they is. The political system, the government system has been abused.
Who make it happen?
But Ronnie,
who in charge of it?
How many civil servants we have? 700,000, how much?
No,
100,000
plus.
120,000. Right? How the system running?
But
how many one man? How many government? How many government is going to say put your head out there because the other man is going to join with you to make it work?
The only time who can do it is if we recognize that there is need now for national policy to correct that which is keeping our people down in hunger, in poverty, and in crime.
I'm just going to say ditto.
Well, sir. So why we not do it?
Ditto on that
so
one.
why we not do it?
Precisely. So we just need to do it because the people who are interested in the system now in a certain them say you have to pay to be interested in the system. Yeah. So everybody turn off, and those who are turned on by money. You have to give me 50,000 for vote or 100,000 for vote.
You cannot get. Look here. Come and confess. You know, and I know, Pernell, that we cannot get a full auditorium for a constituency meeting or for any kind of political meeting unless money run.
Money run. Yeah.
Unless money run.
Yeah, but
to get people to go on a bus, you have to give them money. To get people to go on the bus, you have to not only give them money, but you have to give them rum and boom. Yes?
Yep.
But Randy,
so what is it?
Who do we blame? Listen, no.
It's not a question
Let's
of
not come down to blame.
It's a question
all of us have a problem.
So how are we going to correct it? The only way you can correct it is to lower the dividend of that kind of
one side can't lower it, you know?
No, sir, it can't.
No,
one side lowering it and the other one take advantage.
No, so certain people are getting somewhere. One side can't lower it. Both sides have to lower it.
Okay.
So the two of us is facing the same thing. The same problem.
Put on one hump up on the donkey side, it turn over.
So my concern is that it's not only we bright. People see it. The diaspora audience listening to us, them understand it. We cannot face the external forces that we are facing, from Ukraine to American inflation to
Hamas, Israeli combat forces.
All of these things. We cannot face it alone. We can't find the investment. We're going to borrow $46 billion and not 1 cent of that going to go into plant 2-acre tomato. and to feed for yourself. There's no Labor Act. There's no PNP who will not recognize that to give a child $200 to buy food or to get food no makes sense, and that you are incubating ignorance and criminality and oppression among the very people who you say that you want to emancipate. Yes.
But they didn't start with the child getting the money. They start with you be able to give.
But you have the money. You have the money. We have budget surplus, and we don't feed for our own picnic. What kind of criminality is that?
Yeah, man. And then we use it and pay down the debt to get ratings, and then we borrow at a higher rate than previously.
So rotted. So the iniquity that is in this system is beyond all belief.
Yeah, man.
And then Brad Sanheimer, I beg you, we opened the newspapers in Jamaica this morning. The overseas people not see it yet, and we have Mr. Pandoy, respected man, Mr. Andrew Mafood, equally respected man, and endorsed by the Prime Minister to say that we are going to have to import labor into Jamaica. In the same paper.
What kind of labor?
So no specialist labor.
No, yes. Well, you have to say that
fine.
Because a man who does not have a skill.
Yes, sir.
Or a man who is a grade 3 carpenter or a grade 3 waiter cannot come inside here.
I don't finish here. I don't finish this.
Okay.
And that, first of all, I'm so sorry, but that's not true. When you look at the Chinese who are all around here, they are very, very fully unskilled labor. Yes.
Chinese?
The whole heap of Chinese working on the St. Thomas Road and elsewhere. They don't have any more high school than Jamaica people. One.
No, Ronnie, hold on a minute, Ronnie. I was Minister of Labor. Every Chinese that apply for a work permit has to supply the minister, if he so, what is his skill and qualification.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't tell me I can't read Chinese,
sir, No, sir, but I'm going to tell you that if China Harbour said they need 200 Chinese in this place, nobody, no Minister of Labor, not even the one who bears your name.
That is not true.
Yeah.
I object to that, and I will tell you it's not true.
Okay,
because I have been there.
Pache, all right, I accept that. Let me say it's the same newspaper that reports that we need specialist labor is announcing that there's going to be large graduations of heart.
11,783 persons will be graduating from heart this month.
What it doesn't say is what levels they're graduating at.
Precisely. Yeah.
Yes, and it doesn't ask the question, why aren't these people able to fulfill the needs of Mr. Pandoy's and Mr. Mafood's and the Prime Minister's requirements?
I don't think they have taken time to look at the people yet.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, Stan, tell me this now. Mr. Pandoy and Mr. Mafood and all that, they have been running business for years. They have employed people at our level. They haven't done any training?
Yeah, they have done training.
No, what they've done also is to pay 3% to Heart. And
No.
And Heart, over which I had some responsibility for 4 years, and they expect that Heart is going to do the bulk of the training. They will do specific industry-related or company-suitable training when it comes. But that is not the answer. We control the resources to make the difference. In the same way that we control the housing trust money, that we could build houses so that people could have decent families. And instead of that, what we do is use the money, PNP and JLP, for budgetary support purposes. Yes, and when fire burn or some disaster, and we build a little 2-bedroom house for people, thank God for that. But we go on and we publicize it as if that is a solution to the housing problem. We have built 200 houses such when 40,000 were promised, and when 20,000 a year is needed, and then we worry why people don't have any family life and picnic grow wrong. God in heaven, man, we can do something better for ourselves.
But even in that, vexation. Give us some solution.
I'm giving you the solution.
No.
The money there.
Let me tell you something where the problem is. The problem is anything one side does, the other one say, I can do it better. Anything one side is about to do, the other side don't say, let me help you do it.
But what, sir, I'm
give
a
it
PNP,
to me, I will do it.
I am not anxious.
And until we get that,
I'm not anxious to come into power and do the same thing you do, you know.
Yeah?
I don't. The power is, unless power produces the desired results, it has no purpose. If you have power and you know do what you have to do, how you going to stand up on Judgment Day?
Well, they need to tell some of the people who are saying that they can do it better. I can do better than you can do. That this has been going on from the beginning.
Yeah, but then
I can do better, you can do it.
But what is your solution?
Yeah, that is a solution.
No, that is a prescription of hopelessness.
And that is and that is where the people are. The people are saying that from 1944, 1962, wherever you want to start, everybody come and tell us that they are going to do better, and our standards of living are getting worse. And that is why we conclude that no better than day, if we want to participate in the system, we don't have to pay away, because after we participate in the system, there's nothing for us. It's only for the people in banking and tourism and those who import food, the nice brown people. Nothing for us black people down in the ghetto. So that's why I don't have to pay for vote. And no better than day, with the system. That's where the people are right now.
Permit me to disagree with you.
Okay.
We have millions, about 2 million people in Jamaica.
About 3 million.
About 3 million.
We have thousands of Jamaicans who are better off. What we don't have is enough to make everybody better off. But if you look back from where I am coming, Ronnie, and I am coming from Macedonia, no shoes, no road, no electricity, no telephone, no light, no
here's
fridge.
Here's the problem with
no
that.
car. Hold on, no transportation.
No, but you can't.
Donkey and mule. Hold on, I'm still alive. No, I am saying to you, don't say we have not done something.
No, but here's people who answer to that. Everything is relative. So they are going to tell you that is that time. That was the time of donkey and no shoes. They are now telling you that now is the time of big houses and fast cars and education and information communications technology. And we are not doing better. It's only a small minority is doing better, while the majority of us are doing worse. That is how the people look at it. They are not seeing it the way you are seeing it.
I want to know how you are looking at it. Because guess what? When I look at the schools around Jamaica, running many of what you're supervising, and look from when they're coming.
No,
when I look at
you can't live in the past, Pernell.
I am not living in the past, but I am a part of the past.
No, but
I am not. That's one of them.
That's very obvious, Mr. Charles, and so are we. So am I too. But the point of the matter, the point of the discourse.
No, I am not saying that.
Where are we going from here, and why don't we do better with what we have? My view is that we are very well endowed, that we have the resources, and that we have the brilliance, we have the minds, we're in a remarkably good position, and is we keeping ourselves down.
Ralston has said a point a while ago, which I'm in full agreement with. We have enough to do better. We have enough to train more people. We have enough to keep our production higher. We have enough to export more. So what is the problem? And
the problem is that government and government policies are controlled by a small group of people, Sir P. The government has allowed a small group of people to control it and to control its policies to the detriment of the majority. For example, let us go back to your life in the past. You were willing to go to school barefooted. Based on the philosophy of your Prime Minister, the children are not going to go to school unless they are wearing a clocks. So if they are not wearing a clocks, they do not believe that their standard of living is improving based on the context set by your Prime Minister.
If I hear you say, my Prime Minister said, Pitney must get clerks to go to school.
Of course.
I will fight Ronnie right round the thing.
But it's true.
Hold on, Ronnie, let me just tell you something. And my Prime Minister said something that I disagree with. My Prime Minister don't agree that Pitney, who bad at school, can get a conk in them head, right? And probably I started out by saying, love, train them, teach them through love. but some of them had tough, you know.
Yeah, and we don't need to pause on that because people will find the appropriate ways if we have the right spirit and determination, and that is what eluding us. Now this is politics time in Jamaica, starting again soon. Yes, I mean, I would crave Rastan's comment on the efficiency of local government. My own view is a disappointment.
Yeah, they are not efficient. Yeah.
No, and they are unable to respond to when I was a member of parliament and garbage piled up in a city constituency, yes, and the councillor called me and say, I can't look how the place stay, people upset, etc., disease, etc., the gullies. What could I do? The only thing I could do is the same thing as a councillor could do. Call up NSW and beg them.
Beg and beseech and plead.
So I have the electoral responsibility.
Were they capable of doing it?
What? Who?
No.
Were the NSWA?
No.
No, they weren't.
No.
Exactly.
But the reason why they were set up was because the councillors weren't capable of doing it. You remember that.
Yes.
And therefore, what we do is to design ourselves into incapacity for everybody. And guess what? The garbage sit on the same place. What a damn foolishness is that, Purnell? And that is exactly what we have now.
And they claim that they're incapable of doing it, Sir P, because the government never allocated the resources to them that they needed.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we circle ourselves and come back to the same problem, and then we wonder why people turn off on the system. Rassan Hammond, thanks always for your analysis. You hear?
Okay.
Next week, I'm going to set up for you next week.
Rassan Hammond, economist and financial commentator of Real Business on Power 106, our friend and our guest on the Public Eye. This is the Bridge 99 FM. We soon come back. We have more for you. Stay tuned. We're having good rains in the country, you know. Yes, fortunately no breeze and no floods for now, but rains that should be, it is fostering good agriculture. Plenty bush and plenty grass growing up too, but never mind. We cry out when we have drought, and we don't have flood now, but we're glad for the rains, you see, so give thanks. We're supposed to do better. This is the Public Eye on the Bridge 99 FM. Pernell, the issue that I want to really understand better is how we are going to, we touched on it briefly with Ralston about the oil price. I really think we have to try and make friends with the Venezuelans again, you know.
Well, it's not the Venezuelans we have to make friends with.
Is it?
It's the Americans.
Oh?
It's not the Venezuelans prevent us.
Them are the boss?
Well, of course, it's America the boss. Okay. And if you want better than that,
right.
Guyana is going to have oil.
Okay.
So what is the position that Jamaica is going to have with Guyana?
Well, we didn't do well with Trinidad when they were in their oil boom.
Well.
And so Guyana is to come, yes. But CARICOM is a shell. And the government's certainly the government at this time doesn't seem to be giving too much emphasis there. We need the reason I said Venezuela is because Venezuela gave us the Petrocaribe agreement, which allowed us to have oil on credit that we could afford, and eventually we got a tremendous bonanza from them when we were able to buy out that debt for a fraction of what it was worth, and I am.
And America will stop it.
I have. You
agree that America will stop that agreement. So if you deal with Venezuela, you can't deal with America.
So what is the meaning of independence if them can do that? Why do we allow them? Why do we allow them to dictate our fate?
Do not ask me a question that you know the answer. Because it's the same thing with Cuba.
It's the same thing. It's the same reason why we don't vote for in the resolution in the U.S.
No. Let's not go into that because I have an answer to give you.
Okay, please do.
You ready to get it now?
Anytime.
Okay. Whenever a vote comes up, you either vote yes or no. All right?
Yeah. No, you can abstain.
No, when you abstain, it means you're not voting.
No, two different things.
When you abstain, you're not voting positively or negative.
Yes, but it still registers as a participation.
It registers your presence. Your participators say no, your participators say no, yes.
That isn't the case, sir, but never mind. Go make your point.
No. The point I'm making is, if I don't vote, it's no different from if I abstain.
So why not vote in favor if you say that you believe in?
No, but I agree with you now that.
So why not just say we make a mistake?
No. I am not talking for the particular situation. I'm telling you that positively, a vote for or a vote against, or none of those, it means that I'm not voting. I abstain from voting positively or negatively.
But why?
No. That's not, you're using the situation. I'm dealing first with whether or not.
But after
abstention means I am not voting positively or negatively.
I'm not agreeing with you, but I hear you, and I'm accepting it for the purposes of this discussion. But where does that take you in terms of the specific situation?
That is a different story for me.
But the problem, but I'm going to...
You'll send me back to get a new guideline.
Well, the guideline you get never finished because what bothers me is that instead of saying, look, we make a mistake, or we felt that the Americans mightn't like us if we voted, tell the truth rather than this nonsense of we are the ones who drafted the statement for CARICOM. If you draft a statement for CARICOM, why don't follow it?
What the statement says?
Statement says that there should be a humanitarian pause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Jamaica about the CARICOM. And Jamaica made the presentation.
Look, you're hiding.
Oh, no.
You're
Jamaica made the presentation on behalf of Jamaica and CARICOM.
So why you never vote for the thing?
How did the rest of CARICOM vote?
Voted in favor.
They voted in favor.
Yeah, except Haiti.
Okay. So Jamaica did not vote in favor and did not oppose.
So Jesus says that if the one thing him don't like is lukewarm people, you're either hot or you're cold. Him say if you're lukewarm, I'll spew you out of my mouth.
I try hard, but the man up ready is going to say, P, I know you're trying, but...
No, but
that wicked man.
You deserve a QC, because, or what do we call it, KC, because you're really putting up the strongest defense for what is indefensible.
Indefensible.
What I'm asking,
when you do not vote positive
I'm asking
or negative, and you say you abstain, so it means you do not vote.
So defend it, no? Defend it and say that it is all the same. But that's not what you're doing. Tell the truth. Say the position. What is the position? Because we don't know. And what it appears is from we go sit down at Mr. Trump's kitchen door, how we deal with the Venezuelans, which you yourself acknowledge was dictated by the Americans, to our grave detriment, so that now they have us up in court to pay money on the money we wouldn't pay over to them because we said that the government illegitimate. We don't have nothing for that government. All we know is it is in Jamaica's interests that we benefit from Petrocarib and we deal decently with our neighbors even when we don't agree with them. Yes? That is how we've been dealing.
Well, I will tell you, it's what you say sound good.
Not just a sound good. So sound good means that you can do it. Means you at least can try it until you find you can't manage it. But say what it is instead of going as if it no matter. Right now, sir, we are paying too much for oil and we cannot afford it. Here the figures Rats and Gears. It's a wicked business and it is going to get worse because the Middle East crisis, we can't do nothing about that. And what the World Bank and everybody is saying is that the price of oil may go up to 100 and something.
Yes.
What we are going to do? Which car go park? How taxi fare go manage?
And why we have so many cars?
Well, and that.
Why we going to have demand so much petrol?
Well, because we figure that we could just assume that we would always be able to afford what it takes to run them. We can't continue this way. And believe me...
But anyway, you go to the end. You have to start from the beginning. Why do we have so many cars? Why do we have so many insurance advertising that you can get money to buy a car?
$50.
And the car is owned by Marcus Garvey Drive.
$50 a day can buy you insurance. What kind of insurance can buy for $50? Well, I mean, so why... We're so bright. Why we do things to ourselves? We advertise food. We're only going to make us have high pressure and diabetes and say that is the height of life.
Which food? Which one?
The fast food thing. And that lad at the television every night. One girl tell me downtown that a man looking at her And the only way she go look back on him is if him buy her a three two-piece.
Ronnie, hold on.
That is the standard in life.
Hold on,
She see the girl smile up and look good.
Hold on.
Don't you get that?
Did you find out if that woman is really hungry?
No, but I know her values, no, right? Because what she wants
she
wants is
but
porridge.
maybe she was on the verge of dying.
True.
And just a 3-piece could help her.
Yes, but then what a horrible thing is you have to give your body to a man to buy a 3-piece. Or
Well,
come so.
Well,
Oh God!
That I can't defend that.
And that was the issue. It's not. We have a wrong standard of living. What we talk about prosperity. Prosperity, have in mind people living high up, living like me and you. Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, true. Stop for the moment. Just acknowledge.
You use it for example.
For example, yes. But what we need is just could we concentrate and get together on just having the basics. The people in my church who come to Sunday and want to praise God and look for a better life. Yes, half of them now don't have food to go home on Sunday.
Ronnie, how much do you think for a patty now?
A patty is $280.
You're crazy. Where?
$300.
You're crazy, man. It's
$280 where I buy it.
A cheese patty, I think, is $350.
Oh, have mercy.
And everything is over $3. And they're coming from $60.
So what we
do?
No,
hold on. I am not good at maths. What percentage is 65 to 45?
About 300% and more.
So the man who have to put 300% more to buy a patty and is getting no salary increase.
Yes, sir.
What do you expect him to do?
Well, this is it. But then you go when he slip and buck and somebody tell him he can get the money if him just do so. Yes?
If he goes kill a woman or throw a slip on her.
Or just, something like that. Yes? Then you lock him up for 30 years.
No.
Have mercy.
Because you are the one who want to lock him up. Mm-hmm. I say if
want to put him to sleep.
If you cut off the baby neck
yes,
and cut off the lady neck.
Suppose I give
and you want one man,
suppose
you say six of them are play domino, and you kill all six of them. And you tell me you want to make me feed him for the rest of life.
I don't want you to do that. But suppose you wear me down. Suppose I say in those extreme circumstances, I'm feeling like John Hearn now. John Hearn, the late writer, was so passionately against capital punishment, and in the 70s he figured the crime was going out so terribly, 80s, that he was willing to concede that maybe it was a remedy. You wear me down. For the purposes of this argument, I will say do that. That is not going to solve.
You down on that one.
Yes, you're holding me down.
Yes.
But that is not going to solve your problem. The Americans can go on and have all of their political wars and stuff,
But the problem not solved.
Them have money.
The problem is not solving either.
No, but we no look and see that. And they can print money because the rest of the world is prepared to accept their currency at value. Yes? Until the other people start to have other reference currencies. And you see how that frightened them. But
China
we can't do that. We can't do that. Erwin Clare, greetings.
Greetings.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's been a while.
Mr. Clare, I missed you as a parishioner. I know you would have rescued me from the pressure that this Ronnie tweet has put me under.
You know that. We stick together.
So you agree that he has been mashing me corn. I'll know me to mash off completely.
I expect him to do that, Sir Ferner.
You expect him to do that?
There's no bomb in Gilead.
It is consistent.
Erwin Clare, you voted yesterday?
Yeah, man, I don't miss voting. This is not an exercise I take lightly. My four parents fought hard for this, and I instill these same virtues in my children.
Yes. Well, I don't know if on a national scale in the
Who's the winner?
Well,
there are many local elections, so it all depends. The Democrats did pretty well last night. So if you want to look at it from a national perspective,
right. Why did the Democrats do well? Was it only on the issues of abortion?
Yeah, to win elections, you need an issue. And that's an issue that women feel that their rights are being violated by mostly men who, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, have been very aggressive on.
So is a Republican against abortion?
Yes. Well, they are
as a national politics?
As a national politics. In fact, Mr. Trump will tell you that it was he who was the one who defeated Roe Wade because of the installation of the 3 Supreme judges he put in place.
Yes, I happen to believe that well, let me leave out my personal opinion on it. But the point is,
you're going to say something about Mr. Trump in the beginning.
No, I think Mr. Trump is entirely insincere about his pro-life position.
Okay,
understood.
Yeah,
but it works for the folks
him.
Who he feeds red meat every day. Yes.
How on earth, Erwin Clare, can you explain, even in the face or given the face of what the election results from yesterday, but more generally the national polls in the United States? Here you have a man who is a defendant on 3 or 4 criminal charges and otherwise in civil cases, and who, despite all of that, is, if the elections were held today, would probably be again the president of the United States.
Based on the polls. Those same polls too that made a lot of Democrats wet their beds 48 hours ago, because the results of yesterday was a shocker, because there was an expectation. Let's use Virginia, for example.
Yeah.
Governor Youngkin, where, as you know, the lieutenant governor there is Miss Sears, a Jamaican, who is MAGA to the right.
She's the one who campaigned with a rifle.
AR-47, right.
For me, I would take away her passport.
Anyway, I mean, Governor Youngkin, who has ambition to run for president, they were going for the trifecta. As it is, the state, I think the state house was held by the Democrats and the Senate was held by the Republicans, and they wanted to control all houses and the governorship. They lost out. And that's a clear beltwater. You look what happened in Ohio, red state. You look what happened in Kentucky. And these were situations where there was an expectation that the Democrats could have lost. I mean, based on the same polls that we're talking about. Okay. So, I think the polls is an indication of a trend, yes, but it also allows for opportunities so that those who the polls are against to do some work and correct it.
But, brethren, the polls were out a few hours before the election, and the polls were telling me that it is Trump and the Republican all the way. Yeah. And this morning, I hear you announcing from the United States that the Democrats had done very well. So is it the poll that is...
Soprano, when you look at even Mississippi, where the Democrats were still in play, that tells you something. Mississippi, all right? And even Kentucky. I mean, the governor there won by, a percentage of a point the last time. He increased that this time around. And he also campaigned on initiatives that Biden had put in place as it relates to infrastructure. And Kentucky has benefited from Biden's economic plans. So I think when all is said and done, yes, there is a question mark about Mr. Biden's age, but we better start looking at the work that he's doing. Then you'll see the difference.
Who is supporting Biden? From my reading of the politics, Kamala Harris is a disappointment.
Well, it all depends on which one of the tea leaves you're reading, Ronnie.
No,
because those will tell you. I know. I hear that too.
She should have used this term to come up in a way that she would have been a contender for the nomination, or at least a strong backup, which it doesn't appear she has been.
You don't understand.
Well, there many things are going against Kamala Harris.
Okay.
First of all, we had an African American president previously in the House, so. I don't think America is going to be, even within our own party, they'll probably even be supportive of that. That's just my general feeling. I think she being a woman, and at the same token, too.
What a lot of excuses.
I know, it's not an excuse, it's facts running.
Okay.
Facts.
But in some of the polls, she has done better than Biden.
Really?
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen that.
It all depends. And again, it all depends who you're talking to. But the point is this. anytime you have a woman who's outspoken and black, you're gonna have some flack coming her way.
Oh.
Same thing with Michelle Obama.
Uh-huh.
Right? So I am saying here is that under normal circumstances, presidents usually don't like to have vice president overshadow them either.
Oh.
So there's also that other aspect.
But Biden needs help.
Yeah, he does need help, but look at the policies he's passing, Ronnie.
Well, the economy is going to be the critical thing, and I'm disappointed. I couldn't vote for Biden, but I couldn't vote for Trump either. Thank God I don't have a vote.
Yeah.
Then, in that case, you'd have voted for Trump.
No,
you'd have supported Trump.
Well, that is
not voting.
Not voting is a concession.
In other words,
there.
Pedro, you are going to go to the bathroom. You are going to go to the bathroom and vote again.
No,
if you don't vote for Trump, and you don't vote for, you're going to the bathroom.
What are you trying to
come here.
But gentlemen, I also have looked at something else here now. I also have looked at something else, and that's the policies of the parties in play.
Yeah.
The policies of the Republican Party don't look good for me as an immigrant.
Yeah. That's what I want to hear.
Right, so I have to look at that. That's what drives me.
Yeah.
So I realize that it's a situation, a condition that I have to make a decision here. Right. I may not like certain things over there, but look at the long game.
Right. So what?
All right. Right now, the anti-immigrant sentiment is almost like a policy within the Republican Party.
How does that?
And that's a fact.
How does that play out in the day-to-day life? You live in a city in New York where a community which tends to be rather more liberal and attuned to immigrants, but Middle America is concerned, as I think they have a right to be, about a massive influx, an uncontrolled influx of people across their borders. Do you acknowledge that?
Yes, but here's the drama now. You brought up a good point. Liberal state, liberal city. But because of the influx of an immigrant into New York City, there's a backlash. So even coming out of blue cities or liberal cities, you find an anti-immigrant sentiment emerging. Why? Because the system is now being overwhelmed by immigrants on a system where there's no support for.
But I don't hear
New York is busting at the flames.
I don't see Biden having any coherent policy to curb that, Erwin.
Well, he needs also help with the Republican representation in the House, Ronnie.
But what is he proposing?
The budget.
No, what is he proposing?
The budget. He's proposing.
The greatest depression that I have experienced is when Biden keep on Trump wall.
Keep on what? I didn't hear that.
Trump wall.
No, he said not one more inch of wall of the bridge.
And a wall of build.
Well, there has to be smart wall building. And remember, certain things are already in place, and you just have to follow through on them. But I'm saying here, though, is that both the Democrats and the Republicans have to get together and make a decision as to how they handle this immigration stuff. The way it is right now is that it is to the advantage of the Republicans to criticize what's going on and do nothing. Because they're the one who control the purse.
Erwin,
this sounds like Jamaica.
Just before you came on, I said off the air to my colleague, can we put something before the PNP and the JLP about gangs in Jamaica that both of them have to go on the platform and say the same thing? Or one is going to say, I tried this and is trying to maybe I do this. Because guess what? We're on the same highway to Haiti. Because
I wouldn't know. I just say same highway.
Listen, when you're killing 8-year-old babies, when you're putting picnic in fire for burn, when you're shooting picnic in a cab, babies coming from school, where are we? I don't even hear this going on in Haiti. We are on the same highway to Haiti.
Yeah, but I'm still looking for the antidote. America doesn't offer us any examples at this stage.
No. We should be looking to America for examples. We have to find our own.
Indeed.
I know, and I think that is something that we need to do. And one other thing I just want to say to you is that, and I know it's hodgepodge here, and pardon me for this, but as a Jamaican living in the diaspora, and I see what's going on in the Middle East today, and I saw how Jamaica responded in their votes recently. It was kind of one of those days that I wish never happened. as a Jamaican living in the diaspora, working with my Caribbean brothers and sisters, it was kind of a unique situation, to say the least.
You mean it was a shame? It was a shame.
Yes, sir. And
there's a difference between being unique and being shame.
No,
I'm trying to be diplomatically here.
No.
I'm trying to be,
You're being diplomatically.
But what is the reaction of your community as far as you can plumb it to the
as you know, we're
weakling.
void of the pub. Yeah, as you know, we're void of the public space on radio to discuss issues of the sort.
Yes.
But you hear it when you go to functions, you hear it in our chats and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's a disappointment.
Yes.
It's a grave disappointment. Very, very grave disappointment. And there was a time, and this is even showing up in some of our communities as well, Ronnie and Pernell. There's a time when there's an expectation that leadership would come from Jamaica at the community level, those kind of levels. It's not anymore.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a disappointment that Jamaica did not vote with Israel or with Gaza?
Well, they voted with Israel, technically.
I am asking you, the disappointment you're talking about.
Yes.
Is it that we did not abstain or not vote?
Let's put this way, Pernell. The Caribbean community, that the expectation at CARICOM on foreign policies of the sort votes as a block in those kind of situations. And if we're cheering that group, they found the time to vote. And from what we're understanding, we didn't get the right. Is it that we did not adjourn the meeting on time and come with a decision? That's how I'm getting it. It's not that.
Look here. Come we cut to the chase. Come we cut to the chase. There are a large number of persons, I am one of them, who are not certain what Prime Minister Holness agreed when he went to Israel some years ago.
But you agree what he...
One moment. He never explained all of the agreements that were there, and we also feel that the Jamaican foreign policy has sold out to Trumpism, and that in fact we wait on signals from America because we are so much now beholden to them, and that the independence and the principal non-alignment of our past and the defense of the people who are who are vulnerable, whether it is those attacked in Israel unprovokedly or it is what is going on in Gaza now, that character has left us, and that is a shame. We have lost our balls.
No, I want you to tell me, what do you mean by Jamaica and Trumpism?
Yeah, man.
Explain that to me.
We have been.
What is Trump's position?
I go back on Venezuela. Trump is a position where he believes that excuse me now, I'm going to breach all of my canons. Trump believes that Jamaica and countries like us are what he calls shithole countries.
Let's pass that and come out.
No, we can't pass that.
No, but come out of the hole. Let's deal with it diplomatically. What is Trump's position according to Israel and Gaza?
I have no idea.
You see what I mean?
Trump is
you just said
No. Wait one moment, sir. There's nothing inconsistent. I am saying that there is a tendency of kowtowing to America that we never had before. We were principal friends. Yes, and it evidences itself in a number of different situations. This being one, because I cannot believe that there was any lack of communication between New York and Kingston that stopped us from voting. It could only be that I'm open to correction on this, and it's not forthcoming. It could only be that we were afraid that our friends might hold it against us if we voted.
All right.
Here's the drama.
Could it mean that in Jamaica we have enough Jews and we have enough people from Palestine that we need to take a bathroom step?
No.
Which side do you think we should have voted for?
We should have voted for humanity.
No, but it's humanity.
No, it's not.
No, hold on.
What is going on Gaza is not humanity. It is inhumanity.
Let's take it. What Gaza did to the Israelis was humanity.
No, that's not what the vote was about, sir.
No, wait a minute. What Israel is doing to Gaza is humanity?
No.
Okay. So therefore, I am saying to you...
We should have a humanitarian pause, which the government now says that it agreed with.
Right.
But somehow it was choked up and shut up their mouth when it was the time really to do this.
Andrew Holness was one of the first leaders in the Caribbean who made a statement on Gaza.
Really?
Yes.
The wise government.
No. Do you don't know that?
The wise government.
No, answer me.
I don't know that. And
you don't know that?
But I'm accepting it.
Jamaica made a statement.
One moment,
and
sir.
called them terrorists in Israel.
No,
Andrew did that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
But then why you don't vote in the United Nations?
Well, you realize that I told you I was in Jamaica. And I told you that as a negotiator, I find time to go to the bathroom sometimes when the question is being asked. Because hold on, Irwin.
I don't suffer from your kind of incontinence.
Let me be fair to you, Irwin. Sometime when you consider when you consider that you have the Jews here and you have the the Palestine here, and you have to realize that it is time to go to the bathroom when the vote is being taken.
On a soft note like that, I just want to share some other.
No, I'd be interested in your point of view.
Because you have never been a negotiator.
No. As I said, when I look at what's taking place now, where the United States is really now looking at the tea leaves and seeing the sentiments waning, where Israel is now losing lots of support. Based on its hard stance.
Not from Mr. Blinken.
No, but hold on. I will tell you the truth.
Yes, sir. I think you should monitor that carefully.
What is he saying? What is he saying? That there should be a humanitarian?
They're urging Bibi to be slowing down, and I'll tell you this: America have no permanent enemies, They're ruled by their self-interest. I am telling you that
I was more attracted to Blinken's statement in his approach to saying to Israel, you cannot continue to be killing off these children.
Mm-hmm.
And what has happened?
What do you mean?
Well, it's a
find a way to
Hello. America is pouring money and weapons into Israel at the same time as Mr. Blinken is telling them
Yes,
that.
I agree with that. But I say, maybe it's Mr. Blinken's statement. Maybe it's Mr. Blinken's statement that give the Democratic Party some votes.
We can parse it in any way we want. Yes, while people's face getting mashed up and look on the television monitor in this very studio where hundreds and thousands of Gazans are walking with their possessions to move south. Yes. We who have suffered from the middle passage.
And that's why I'm saying the sentiment towards Israel is waning, and you're going to find out that it's a situation where even the government of Netanyahu is probably maybe in tatters soon, because he's also getting internal strife from his own people in Israel.
You're a man.
I've been watching the press from Europe. England go back to the east, and they have never been in the Israeli side.
Well, they haven't been against him either. Neither the United Kingdom nor the United States voted for this resolution. And while we are doing all of this discussion, life is being lost. Is being lost. Yes? And Israeli hostages are being kept for who have done absolutely nothing. Yes, and the powers of this world are failing to engage themselves in a two-state solution there and to pressure it, but rather feeding American money, feeding Netanyahu, who himself is feeding Hamas in order to oppose Abbas.
No.
We don't know that.
No, explain that to me, because
of course
that's above my head. Bring it down to me.
No. Israel.
How is Israel supporting Hamas?
There is evidence that in the past, Netanyahu government has taken certain steps by default and by action to support which have supported Hamas, because he has been anxious to keep the tension between Hamas in the north of Gaza and Abbas in the south. Because
and we must run it also to those fringe parties that supports them, that keeps encroaching or building settlements in the Gaza area, in the Palestine area. Yeah. Those are some of the gaslighting that has brought us to where we are as well today, because there's been no back down.
Exactly. And what we, as a little country in Jamaica, you see, who have plenty talk, and who have been through the crucible of cruelty in our history and now see the light of tolerance and of freedom, who in our midst with the Jews and Arabs in Jamaica who sublimate their differences, historical differences, and get along.
And you want us to take a stand against one?
No, I want us to take a stand in favor of the humanity they themselves have chosen.
You wanted us to say we are in support of the Jews or the Arabs.
No.
So you agree with me? You agree with me that when that question comes, I should go to the bathroom?
No, I agree with you. No, I don't agree there. On the contrary, you can't. You can't.
Because he's an attorney and not a negotiator.
You can't negotiate. You can't joke out this thing. This thing is a matter of principle.
Yes,
right now,
yes.
if you ask me where my country stands on all of these matters, I can't tell you.
I will tell you to tell them, say, your country know that if they voted...
Quisling.
Which side would they vote on?
Vote in favor of a humanitarian pause to allow aid to go in to Gaza and to use every that we have.
So they should vote on the Gaza side then?
No,
vote against Israel.
The humanitarian side.
Hold on, let me hold him.
No, you can't
hold. Let me hold.
You can't hold me.
Can't hold me.
You can't hold me on a false premise.
Me catch him one little bit. Me hold him.
You don't catch me.
No, but you see...
You hear the Jamaican?
But
me catch him. No, you not catch me.
I know. But listen, gentlemen, because I have to get off the conversation here, but I just want to share with you a couple of things just before I go. And that as these things go on, there are still Jamaicans in the diaspora day in and day out doing things on behalf of our nation and out there doing stuff for healthcare or healthcare philanthropists or dental philanthropists are doing things on behalf of Jamaica. And I just want to say, as we speak, there are medical missions right now in Jamaica doing things, and to welcome them home in doing such. And just let Jamaicans know that regardless of the challenges here, Jamaicans abroad still have Jamaica's big up in them heads, because we look out for Jamaica every day.
Now, one last thing before you go. It appears that there may be the capacity to renew the communications medium that we have lost recently but had in the past. Yes?
Yes. And we welcome that.
And those people who are contributing in the way that you say these missions are, we want to highlight them on this program so that people abroad and people locally can appreciate them and want to join them. Thanks for your part as broker of all of these things. Take care.
All the best, sir. All the best.
Erwin Clare.
Take care of yourself.
Caribbean Immigration Services and Team Bicker. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll conclude on the Public Eye for today. This is the Public Eye on the Bridge 99 FM. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you two gentlemen.
Jigsaw himself.
I'd like to congratulate what's the name of the gentleman from North America?
Erwin Clare. Erwin Clare.
Yes,
Mr. Clare, Clare.
Yeah. I'd like to commend him for what he has managed to perform in terms of support, generally in the diaspora, but in particular the sportsmen.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And that's excellent.
That's great, man. And it amazes me how people who have been away for so many years, sir, and they still maintain this continuing interest and a sacrificial interest that makes sure that they contribute so much to our well-being. That's really important.
Did you say you're surprised?
Yes, I am.
You shouldn't be. You lived abroad for some time while you were a student.
I did, but not as long as these people. And even those I come across who have been abroad for 30, 40 years, and their children are fully naturalized, they still have this longing for this country and for its culture and for the aid of its people. That's good.
Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain Bernal is still there?
Mm-hmm.
More than some, they're near Redlands Road, so I'm there to connect with you. Mr. Purnell.
He's greeting you. Can you hear him?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Yes,
all right. I was just saying I didn't hear you speak, so I'm making sure I greet you.
I felt a little lonely when you didn't recognize that I was still around.
No, man. That's why I asked.
Leave it.
The greater thing is for you. Just stop.
No, but I look at Ronnie's face and say, Ronnie is hoping that you're going to tell me you understand my ability to negotiate locally, but you don't understand where I would have found a bathroom to go if I was the United Nations.
I don't like that. That's naughty. I would put down to the naughty corner or naughty thinking. If you're gonna go. If you have reason to go, other than to relieve yourself,
let me tell you something. It has worked several times. If you remember, the first day or first week, Prime Minister of Jamaica made a presentation that supported the Israelis and tear up Gaza. I'm sure that what the Israelis has done on the Gaza side, that it would require him to go to the bathroom if he has to make that statement.
Boy, I tell you, that's cowardice.
Why need them? Need a lady to guide them?
It sounds so.
You mean me? No, hold on. Give me 10 seconds. I'll tell you something. And I've told Ronnie.
I've been listening.
I cannot bring myself to say you're going to, because I remember some Israelis died too. And then Israel said they're going to kill back so many who died.
Look,
I cannot be in that war.
It is not anti-Semitic to be against the kind of carnage that is taking place in Gaza, no. And it is not anti-Palestinian to say that what Hamas did to Israel was terrible terrorism.
And if you were called on to vote, would you?
It depends what I was called upon to vote for. If I was called upon to vote for humanitarian pause and for peace, it would have my vote without any qualification.
Because it would mean for both sides.
Because
calling on both sides.
Because that is a good in itself.
The whole thing is not a side thing. The humanitarian effort or thing to vote to put it in place.
Yeah.
It's not a right or left of one side.
No, it's in favor of humanity.
War is a very destructive force.
Sir,
Sir,
let me just say this to you. Believe me, I understand.
I've been listening to you before, I've been listening to the program, I need to go back over it. I agree with you, sir.
I understand you clearly, but let me tell you, I cannot support any of that destruction on either side.
So we don't think anybody should, and that means we should have voted the way that
sidelining. With you voted Colonel, yes. Sidelining. The vote wasn't about the war itself; it was about humanitarian provision. So you have to stop. Pause. You remember?
Let me ask.
Remember in World War II, right? Christmas Day, the man and put down them weapons. I'm going to play ball with them over the other side of the trench,
Well,
I nearly say I wasn't there, but I hear you.
But
no, hear me.
But Jigsaw,
it is a known fact.
Consider something. It has been put forward that because of the power of the Jewish elements in Jamaica, because of the power of the influence of the Palestinian Arabs in Jamaica, that to take any side, even on a humanitarian pause, would have caused local repercussions. What do you think?
No, nonsense. It's hundreds of years now people have come out of Europe, right, to come here away from oppressive forces over there. And they are well integrated and understand themselves. And that is why Jamaicans are so loved, because are respected. Because when it comes to matters, the people can talk clearly and straight on it, right? Yes. And not going on a bathroom and watch if them pants get wet.
Sir, the humanitarian pause you're talking about was not towards the Arabs, it was towards Israel.
No, it was towards it applied to everybody.
Humanitarian thing you're talking about
because
in the vote.
It involves even Egypt, sir. And Jordan, sir. And Syria, sir.
So listen to the point I'm making. I say, I know that when you abstain, you are neither voting yes or no. Am I correct? When you put in an, when you abstain, you are neither voting yes or no.
You are repeating this thing which takes us nowhere.
No.
Explains nothing.
Let me tell you what it does. When you abstain,
let me just continue, because you're annoying me now.
When you abstain,
right? For a man with your political experience and things, you shouldn't be defending a position that you cannot abstain. You abstain, but the fact is that you are present there and say, I can't come down on that side and that side.
Sir.
But when you absent yourself, you're not representing the country or making an attempt to represent the country.
That's not true, sir. If you abstain, you're not doing anything different.
No, I don't.
If you abstain, you're not doing anything different.
When you sit in the
I
chamber,
agree with you.
When you sit in the chamber, and you don't play any part, you have lost your balls.
No.
Not only that.
I still have them.
They've lost. No. You lost the organ that prevent that. That supports development.
That's why
that's produce what it needs.
That's why your advice.
No, but then
Randy will let you know that I have no support for what Israel has done to the Arabs and what the Arabs have done to Israel. I believe
that we discuss, we discuss the vote over the humanitarian situation to have a pause. We're not talking about the war in general. We're just talking about that part of it.
Let me broaden the question for both of you to comment, because Jamaica lives in the underarm of the United States. Vast numbers of Jamaicans are in the United States, and vast numbers wish to go there. Although aid is not what it used to be, there is a tremendous interplay between the powerful American economy and the Jamaican derivative economy. To what extent are we to realistically think that we can carry out an independent foreign policy?
Or it suits us to carry out that. I don't carry it as far as independence, because foreign policy covers a broad thing. There are areas in there that you will never support, and there are areas that you will never object to.
Well, no. Well, you can make those distinctions.
But it forms the whole policy.
I'm speaking about how do you go to craft a policy? Now, it is obvious that we did so in times past, and it is obvious that we have now moved from that, at least softened it considerably. And to me, that jigsaw puzzle is regrettable. I believe that despite all of our respect and regard for our northern neighbor and the acknowledgement of a level of dependence, at the same time, we are an independent nation, and if it means anything, we are entitled to set our own principles and to follow them. And the principles that we of non-alignment and of principled respect for sovereignty and for humanitarian concerns, human rights, have made me feel proud as a Jamaican. I felt that I had a spinal column rather than a wishbone.
Well, yes. Okay. I will support you by saying you do have a spinal column, but there are some of us who feel that protect your wishbone, because the spinal column.
A last word to you, Jigsaw.
No, I must let Colonel know I can't agree with how he's taking the thing. And like him stepping aside like him playing hopscotch.
No. Randy will tell you that I am in full support, brethren. I am in full support of what is happening. I am on the Israeli side, and I am on the Arab side. That's why I go to the bathroom.
Having a pause for humanitarian action to take place, which cannot take place while the shooting is going on.
Exactly.
That is what we're discussing.
And when you are
discuss who wrong or who right or who much kill.
When you are
about hundreds of years,
when you are about to hang me in Gaza or in Tel Aviv, I don't want my friend to go to the bathroom. I want you to
No,
be
no,
there
I
to
won't leave
defend
you,
it.
Ronnie. I promise you I won't leave you.
Jigsaw, thanks. Thanks for your care and attention. Call again next time.
Okay.
All the best. Good
Thank
then.
you.
Good.
I
Tell you.
I still feel you, Ronnie,
Yeah.
that the Jamaican people.
Kamina disappoint me.
Well, I understand that, right?
Chairman.
I don't know if I don't
And you
know.
must have spoken to Andrew.
I don't
and
know
again, we talk about jointure. Surely, if it's a national position you're taking, it's not your government, it's not your party's position. You know, call up Lisa and say, listen, look, we have a decision to take.
You have that as a statement.
No, I'm saying we should do that.
You have that as a statement to say that my using my word that she did not participate in the voting. She didn't
consult.
She didn't consult.
She didn't consult the opposition.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but on something like that, it's bigger than a party thing. Much bigger.
But the Prime Minister consulted the opposition when he made a presentation against Gaza.
If he did, he would have been better off. If he didn't, and he was still on the right track, we will understand. Yeah. But it's much better on these things which affect the whole nation, the reputation of all of us. And how good that we do it. We chat to each other. If I need you in order to achieve my objective, yes, for the good of the nation, the common good, no, make we do it now.
So
on that note.
So on the consultation point of it, if I consult and you disagree, what do I do?
A different matter. I've done that. And then if I have the
so you're going to check out to see whether in the consultation was done.
No, I'm absolutely sure.
Okay.
Thanks very much for your company on the bridge. This is the Public Eye. Colonel Charles and myself enjoying the conversation about the nation's business and inviting you to join us next Wednesday at high noon in Jamaica. Much obliged for your company. Take care.